Hey everybody, Roman versus the Collective here. Tonight we're going to be playing Let's Argue, featuring the Boy Harm and Mac. Let's go, boys. So, first topic. As a
Yeah.
couple, do you split the bills 50-50 or should a man pay them all?
What the fuck? In this economy, niggas split that shit.
I,
What the fuck is you
I,
talking
I will say it depends on your financial situation. If the man makes enough money to cover everything, then it's the man's responsibility to cover everything. But that being said, the woman then has to bring something of value to the relationship. So if I'm a man and I'm taking care of all the bills, I pay the rent, I pay the mortgage, I pay the car bills, I pay the car note, I pay the electricity, I pay the water, all that stuff. And the woman doesn't want to work, then I expect that woman to be making the house, taking care of the kids, making sure that the food is done, making sure all that other stuff that I'm not able to do because I am working and taking care of all the bills. That stuff is getting done because then we have a true partnership. If
Have
the
you met
woman
modern day women?
that's a different topic altogether. That's not what the card said.
It's,
The- the-
it's in the
But
card topic.
no, hold on. But if the woman works and helps with the bills as well, and it's true 50-50, like they're really doing it, then I can't then go to the woman and say, you're working, you're paying 50% of the bills. You also have to do all of the housework. So you have to have a true partnership. So it depends on your financial situation. It depends on how your relationship actually works.
Now, speaking as a logical man, that would make sense, right?
Everything he just said was super logical, right?
You see how logical you are? Now, let's go to the irrational world that we fucking live in, sir. Huh? Huh? Oh, I make good money, but I want to spend your money.
Cool.
You pay all the bills.
Cool. There's the door. There's the door. Don't come back.
So,
You would think it would be that simple, right?
For me, it would be.
The way I see it, I see it very similar. It depends on who's making more money, so on and so forth. If the man is making more money, I believe in taking on more of the costs.
Right.
I believe everybody should pay their fair share in terms of, so if I'm paying rent and utilities and whatever the case may be, then you can chip in and do cell phone bills or something
I
like
understand
that.
that. I understand that. My thinking is based. My thinking is old school. If I'm able to afford to cover everything and you don't have to work, I don't want you to work because that, especially when you have a family, because now it's just another
So it
hurdle
says
we have to figure out.
it says if
that.
as a
What's
couple
most
splitting
women-
50-50. So I'm imagining in this scenario both of you
They
are
both
working.
work.
You're both
Okay.
working.
Right.
So if you're both working,
Right.
you mean to tell me that all my money goes to bills and whatever else
No.
expenses we have, and then
No.
she pays absolutely nothing? That's
No,
preposterous.
no, because if she's working, then she has to cover her share of the bills. Because
What's her
you're a
share of the
partnership.
bills?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't. If I make 75,000 and
Groceries?
if I make 75,000 and my wife or girlfriend makes 35 or 40,000 and our rent is $2,000, I'm not going to expect her to pay $1,000 per month in struggle.
No, I wouldn't
Like,
say paying any of the rent, but I'm saying like in proportion to
no.
what you're making. If
What
I'm
I would
paying
do,
the rent and I'm paying utilities, you can pay a cable bill. You can pay for groceries then, if anything. You
what
know
I
what I
would,
mean? Like in
what I would do
proportion
is
to what you make, I believe is fair.
I agree, but what I would do in that scenario is I would have a separate account that all the bills are paid out of, and then you guys figure out how much you both contribute to that account that pays for those bills. So if your money, if all of your bills are $3,000 for the month, maybe I'll pay 1,800 or $1,900 into this account, and you pay the other 1,200 or $1,100 into this account, and then we
I don't
pay
like
those
going
bills
I don't
together.
like going by amounts only because of the simple fact that bills fluctuate.
Correct, but you can guesstimate. Your cell phone bill is the same. Your internet bill is going to be the same every month. Your
Not
rent's going to be the same
necessarily
every month.
true. Are you dating a Latina? Because if you're dating a Latina, she's calling long distance, papa. That cell phone bill's skyrocketing.
Why is she calling
Now
long
we're
distance?
getting off topic.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They're calling international, bro.
Tell her to go get a phone card.
Get a phone
Tell her to go
card.
buy a phone card. Tell her
So,
to dial
so
that
my question.
17-digit
Then my
number.
question
That's not a
becomes.
problem now.
So my question
That's not a
becomes: who
problem.
pays for the phone card?
Right.
She
You
does.
do.
She does.
Without regards, Christy's back. She said, without
Oh,
regards
I
to
forgot.
amounts, who makes more in your relationship? That's what we're saying. So my argument was the amounts of what people are bringing instead of the 50-50, because that was the topic. It was saying, should a couple pay 50-50, all the expenses going between them? I said, in relation to how much they make, they bring that portion. Harm is saying something a little different, similar, but a little different.
I think to be a true partnership,
it depends on the mentality, bro.
It depends on the mentality and the financial situations of the people. Like I said, as a man, if I can afford to pay for everything and you take care of everything else that needs to be made for a home, especially if we have kids, then I'm okay with you not working and taking care of it. If I make more than you, then we'll figure out what the overall totality of the bills are, and then we'll figure out who pays what per month.
So Chrissy
That's what
says,
dealing with somebody logical.
Chrissy says 50-50 is a trash concept. It should be an us hours dynamic. I like how the
Yes.
guy with the glasses thinks. There's 3 of us with glasses. We're not doing
She
this
means
again.
me. She means me again.
That doesn't make
You
sense
can't see
though.
my glasses.
If so, because again, to that argument, your point is if you make enough money, you would just prefer her not work.
Correct.
That's not what I'm saying. A woman, for the most part, wants their independence, and they don't want to feel like if I'm not working and something,
That's
God forbid, happens between us, now I get left with nothing. They want to keep their independence. They want their own money, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going, logically speaking, I'm not going with they're not going to work. Granted, if I can afford it and they don't want to work, that's different. But I'm assuming by the scenario given in the card that we're both working individuals. So if
Correct.
we're both working individuals, I believe the bill should be split based off how much we're bringing to the table. If I'm making the majority of the money, I should take on the majority of the bills. And you get left off whatever, you know. And then I wouldn't even be opposed to,
she's making the majority of the money.
But I agree with that. But you said the word independence, and I disagree with that. When you're in a relationship,
I want to come back to that, Mac. I want to come back to that, Mac.
When you're in a relationship, there should not be independence. Because if I'm in a relationship with a woman and she wants her independence, then she's already thinking one step out the door. What happens down the line? If I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who's thinking what happens down the line. I want somebody with me who's going to be there with me when things are good and when things are bad, and we'll figure it out together. That's not the type of relationship I want. So if you want your independence, goodbye.
So 2 things. One, I'm gonna come back to that, but real quick, Christy said both should contribute to an account to pay expenses.
That's what I said.
Bills shouldn't be set in stone. Not liking that thought too much, guy with the glasses.
Whatever.
No, but I can understand the concept of putting money into an account. The problem then becomes how much is each contributing. So you're falling into the same problem. To your point, you were saying I already lost it because I got so focused on arguing with this
independence.
So the independence thing, I understand. Again, you're coming from it from a very logical standpoint. I agree with you wholeheartedly that if someone's thinking already of the exit as we're coming onto the on-ramp, that's crazy to me. And realistically, you shouldn't be thinking that negative going into a relationship. So I'm assuming in this scenario, we're solidified. So again, I don't think it's independence of what thing, but again, you also have to protect yourself. I'm not saying she's going out there and getting a prenup, but what I'm saying is she wants her own nest egg because she wants to be able to just you the same way you could even speak to this. You would always work your butt off. You'd bring home the check. You'd basically just put a stack of money right there, but you still want, what would you do? You would keep just enough cash so you could buy your Chinese food and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's what I mean by the independence part, is they just want some money so they can still spend on their own.
I understand that.
That's what I mean. I don't mean preparing for the end. I don't mean that.
Yeah, because when you say independence and independent woman, those are different things, and that's a totally different topic altogether. And I think the idea of an independent woman is detrimental to relationships in today's world anyway.
I get it. Christy said the same thing. She said independence doesn't have to be trying to leave. Where I don't agree with her, she said prenups are essential. I don't think that.
I don't think prenups are essential.
That's a totally different topic, Christy. You trying to mess us up right now.
Absolutely. I feel like this argument didn't have to be 10 minutes long. Let's get to Kevin's point that you wanted to get back to.
So to Max's point, he was saying, what if he said, what if the woman makes more? That's a wild concept because I've never had that happen in life.
Because usually they don't make more, but here's the thing: women want independence, and women want equality, right? So if the woman makes more than the man, then the woman should be upheld to the same standards as the man. You make more than me, that means you should be. I don't know. What would happen is, because here's the thing, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds. Women, when they're searching for mates, look for people who are on their level or above them. So if there's a woman who makes $60,000 for a year, she doesn't want a man who. Me and Jay are having another podcast. She doesn't want a man who's making $35,000 to $40,000 a year. She wants somebody who's making 60 or more. She wants somebody who's equal to or better than her. That's how women mate. So if you're making less than your girl and you go to your girl and say, hey, you're making more money than me, you got to pay 2/3 of the bills, guess what she's going to do? She's going to go out and find a mate who makes more money than you do. that's what's going to happen.
I feel like that's probably the rule, but there are exceptions.
There are exceptions.
And then Christy said, so date a woman you can afford.
But that's not the argument.
Not that that's the argument. She's just saying, so then you stay in your tax bracket from the get-go.
But this is why men always are, when we look for mates, we look for mates.
She said you said that negatively. That's how we took it. I can't.
Because when we look for mates, when men look for mates, we look for mates who are going to let us help us elevate ourselves and help and follow our lead.
She meant it like she agrees, by the way.
Okay.
Guy with glasses.
But yeah, you're guy with glasses.
I'm loading it up.
But like to Mac's point, if a girl makes more than me, I don't know that I could still have her. Let's say if I'm making $100,000, right? And she's making $200,000, I would still pay for all the bills.
Well, here's the thing: at $100,000, you can still afford to pay for all the bills.
That's what I'm saying. So I would still pay for all the bills, right? And then her money can go. Her money can go to whatever else, like vacations and savings and houses and whatever the case.
Yeah, but she'd still be. But her money. But the question, I have another question before you even finish that. If you're paying for all the bills at $100,000 and she's making $200,000, is that $200,000 also considered our money, or is that her money that she's just then giving? That's my point. So because now you're taking out of your earnings to take care of her and the family, and there's possibly no money for savings, but yet that $200,000 can be construed as that's my money.
So I make 100K, but would help my guy if he fell on hard times. And she said, no, it's us, ours. That's how I look at it. So if I'm
But
making a
that's
100
not
and
always
she's
the case.
no, no. We're talking about
He's
us.
only
This is
accepting the
our
rules.
opinion. So in
Yeah,
my
okay.
opinion, if I'm making 100, she's making 200. My assumption is my 100 is paying for all the expenses, and her 200 is going to us splurging and saving and doing all the stuff that we want to do.
Okay, all right.
That's how I look
a
at it.
a lot of women will not look at it that way.
I agree. I agree. She said she should save 2 for y'all. I agree.
Again, a lot of women won't look at it the way.
Nope.
Again, to Roman's point from before, they'll take some of that 200 grand and they'll put it into another account because if that man cheats, they have something to leave with.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right, so I think we killed that one, right? Next topic is whose plate should a woman make first, her spouse or her kids?
Oh, so we can always make more kids.
No, because Roman knows the argument we're about to have because we've had these arguments before. These are the same argument I've always made.
Christy
the kids
says,
come first.
Christy says kids. Christy says kids.
My argument,
Of course you
and my argument, and my late wife's argument would always be: we're going to take care of the kids first. We're going to take care of the kids first. The argument Roman's going to make is: you chose to be with this person, and especially, and it kind of feeds in from the other thing. So if
that's not my argument.
No, your argument is the man should get fed first.
Yes.
No, that's not going to be my argument.
I'm the reason why we have kids.
That's not no, stupid.
Christy said because his plate will be hot when we sit down and eat together, which is where I was gonna go.
Okay.
My argument is you feed the kids first because you allow them to go eat, but the point is that the man and the woman should always eat together.
Okay.
So you feed the kids first, you let them do whatever, you clear off the table, and then boom, it's spouse time, and you guys have that one-on-one eating together.
I look at it from a different perspective. That's not even because you know me. I'm just not that way. I'd rather the kids eat, make sure they're fed. Whatever's left over afterwards, I'll eat because I'm not picky. So, that's the way I'm always going to look at it.
So I agree with that. Now, where you're going with, and it's not who eats, who gets served first. The argument you're going with is the argument we've had in the past, which is if in a scenario where you have to save me versus the kids, who do you save first? It's kind of like if you're. So again, let's say we're in Alaska, right? Your logic is you're in Alaska, you're scavenging for food, you find a little bit of food, you're going to feed the kids first.
Yep.
And then you're all going to die.
I understand that because the kids can't go out and support and hunt for everybody.
That's the only argument in that scenario. That's why I say you have to feed yourself first. You have to feed the adult first. Yep. That's the only scenario. It's life or death. Other than that, you feed the kids first.
Okay.
Because in that scenario, you need the adult who's going to go out and scavenge and go find more food. Exactly. Yeah. If you feed the kids first, that person doesn't have the energy to go out and get that food, and so you all die.
Understandable.
Unless it's life and death, you feed those kids first. That's the way I see it. Wait, she said because you failed us by not saving us first.
Wow, you failed this city. It's crazy. You feel this family.
Mac, you didn't say who you would
He said no, he said he eats first. He said he eats first.
I'm eating first, motherfucker.
Oh, because his mentality is going to be went out to work. I'm the king. I went out to work. I'm supporting this family, so I should get the first plate.
All right, let me get that.
Which I understand. To me, I chose to have these kids. I brought them into this world. There's no reason they didn't choose to be here. So it's my job to make sure that they're fed.
But also to my point, my argument is I'm also a guy with no kids. So I would say that.
100%.
I want to throw something.
No, it's true. It's true.
100% right.
His perspective is going to be different.
His perspective is different. Yeah.
Because once you have kids, you develop this level of most people develop this level of unselfishness But
Right.
You don't.
as a
Your life is
person
no longer
without
yours.
kids, you have every right to be selfish because it's just you.
Yeah.
She said, that makes sense, New York guy.
He's talking to you. He's talking to you, Mac.
We're all from New York.
No, because you have the Giants thing on your wall, so that's how she's going to reference
Oh,
you.
nice. Oh, nice. I'm sorry. I apologize. Then. My bad.
I feel like I know both your answers, so let's see.
It's gonna be
I'm telling you, I feel like I know both your answers. So I want you to go one at a time. I'm going to go Mac this time first, and then I'm going to go Harm. So a man picks up his mother with his spouse with him. Who rides in the front seat?
my spouse.
That's interesting. I did not expect you to say that.
I thought he was going to say his mother.
I thought so too.
Well, so what? To get home and he having her in my ear all night? No.
Chrissy said mom rides in mom rides in the front.
I never had to deal with this. I didn't drive in New York, so I never thought about it till I got here.
Which is why I was interested in your answer, because I know you never had to deal with it.
At this point in my life, my mother rides in front.
So I'm going with mom in the front,
Mm-hmm.
because the whole reason why I'm thinking mom in the front is mostly for the fact that you got to think of mom's age, right? Mm-hmm. Mom struggles to get into the car, period. It's harder to get into the back seat than it is the front seat. Exactly. Mom is old. So
it's also a level of respect thing, right?
No, 100%. 100%.
I love my wife. I chose to be with you, but my mom is my mom, and she helped raise me. So it's a level of respect thing. I'm putting my mom in the front seat.
I also think it's a level of respect from your
the
spouse.
Yep.
Exactly. To say, hey, mom, come sit in the front. I'll sit in the back. You know what I mean? If I'm with a woman who tells me, no, I don't care, your mother's sitting in the back seat,
it's selfish.
That's gonna make me feel away.
And it's selfish because if this is a little thing that you're willing to fight me about and die on that hill about, what else are you going to fight me about later? Because this is something super small that doesn't matter.
So Chrissy said it's respectful, but then now she asked a follow-up question. She said, so when do you put your wife first? Just curious. I think in your day-to-day you put your wife first. However, for major situations you put your mom, because you're supposed to, once you move out and once you move on and you have your own family, you're supposed to put them above everything else. However, there will come times when you have to put your mom above everything else, because again, she's getting old and she can't do things for herself. What if your mom hates your wife because she cheated on you, but you forgave her? What?
No, if your wife cheated on you, you shouldn't be with. Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Shouldn't be with her.
What is happening? That just went so dark, though.
So Chrissy, to my last. This goes back to my last point. If a woman cheats, she usually cheats up.
I'm out of here.
She usually cheats up. So what I mean by that is, she's usually looking for something that either the man is not giving her, or she's upset because or you're not providing something that's to her, like financially or emotionally or whatever. So she's going to look for that in somebody else. So if she cheats, stop, Kevin, Mac. If she cheats, it's going to be more impactful on the relationship. So if my wife cheats, it's done. I'm sorry, you got to go. As opposed to men cheating, we are hormonal creatures and we don't think about the consequences and, whatever. It's a bigger deal if the white cheats. So if the white cheats, she's gone.
Realistically, I think you're full of shit. That's number one. Number two, realistically,
Three or
it
four.
depends on it depends on the situation, because here's the reality. No,
Damn,
if
you
I'm
do all that, okay, but have you
here's
not heard
why.
our
No, no, no.
music
But here's why.
nowadays?
Here's why. Right? If I'm if
Dr.
I'm
Haver's out here, bro.
if I'm Mac, right? If I'm Mac and my girl cheats on me, cool. You're kicked to the curb. We're dunsies. It's over because the trust is gone. We can never rebuild that. There is nothing, right? If
No,
I'm in,
that shit was a
if
buildup. That shit
now
ain't just happened.
exactly, that was a buildup. This didn't just happen overnight. Something was fundamentally wrong, and it just kept getting wrong. There were so many decisions that you made to get to that point where you cheated. However, now if I'm in my situation, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're good and gone, because again, I got kids. I got kids. I got a family. We have a house. Realistically, breaking up means literally breaking up the family. I have to move back to Brooklyn now. I don't get to see my kids as much.
Understandable. Which is why another topic altogether. Men have it super hard. Even if the woman messes up, men are usually the ones who suffer in the breakup.
I get you. But what I'm saying is that as a father, you don't have that luxury to say, "Oh, I'm just breaking up. We're dunsies." As a single male with no attachments other than the relationship itself, I can end it and be like, "We're dunsies." And I can go find somebody better.
Understood. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's when you're married and that woman makes that decision.
Christy, you can't
It's
say that it's true after saying, but in this scenario, you were a
you're just
simp.
a step.
You were a simp and you forgave her.
If the woman makes a decision, if the woman makes a decision to then go ahead and cheat, she's already in her mind. In my opinion, she's already in her mind. The relationship is essentially over, right? She
Pretty
doesn't.
much.
She's not going to go out and cheat and then be like, "Oh, I'm happy with this guy." When a guy can go out and cheat and still come home to his wife and not think twice about it, right? So yes, I understand your thing, and the consequences would suck, but you'd have to try to figure out how to deal with those consequences, because that's just it's you can't keep that around, if that makes sense.
It's messed up for
I mean, y'all can
anyone
try
to
to
cheat.
co-parent.
It's wrong either way. No,
It
a
is
hundred
wrong either way.
percent, 100%. We all, I think we all agree with that.
It is wrong either way. I just think it's more of an emotional thing when women cheat more than how
It definitely is
men,
on a more emotional thing. That's
when
like I
men
said,
cheat.
it's a buildup.
Men can have a physicality with somebody who they don't care about easier than women can have a physicality
Yep.
with somebody they don't care about.
Yep.
Not guy with glasses. He thinks it's okay for men.
Didn't say that. Didn't say that. I said it's wrong either way, but men can put that side relationship to the side and not care about that extra person on the side, and women can't, for the most part.
Because for the most part, men, their justification is, I'm just getting what I need realistically, but there doesn't need to be an attachment. And at the end of the
Correct.
day, you can have a side chick and say, I'm never leaving home though.
Correct.
Yep.
Whereas a girl, for the most part, not everyone obviously, but for the most part, they get emotionally attached. I understand what you're saying.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Are we talking about the old school type of ladies? Because these new ladies seem to act like guys. That's
Which
all I'm
is
saying.
which is what Christy's saying right now. She said women can do that too. I think once again we're falling into what I like to call the rule versus the exception.
Yes.
The rule for men is we can do that, no attachments, no feelings, and so on and so forth. The exception is there are those men that get attached.
Yes.
Women, the rule is they have that emotional attachment from get, but the exception is there are those few women who are able to do the same
Yeah.
thing that men do, ragdoll, and just keep going.
And they sing
100%.
Correct.
and they sing a song called they call themselves fairies. Anyway, on to the next one.
She said hashtag women and male fields. I can't deal with you.
Derek, why you acting like that? Like they don't have a song called "I'm a Fairy." Come on, bro.
I don't know what any of these songs are that you're referencing.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm trying to tell you.
so
Don't get mad at me. I ain't make the damn song.
all right, I'm gonna let y'all choose. I'm gonna let y'all choose. There's two scenarios here. Just pick one or two.
Oh, you just want to say one or two? We'll go
Yeah,
two.
just say one or two. You're gonna go two.
Two.
Mac.
One. Game of arguments.
God damn it! So we're gonna do
No.
both. All right. So
Game of arguments.
so the first one. So the first one is, if a person gets cheated on and they cheat back, is their cheating justified?
No.
No.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
So I'm gonna say no. It's not right. But
It's
damn,
not justified.
damn, it feels good.
Oh wait, you said it's
Oh,
justified.
God.
But damn, it feels good.
Chrissy says yes.
You should do the
Vince,
dance.
wow,
Wait, what
see that?
dance?
See that?
The woman doesn't
Chris-
get a vote. You get a vote. Stop it.
See that?
Chrissy says
She
yes.
said yes.
It is
She said
justified.
yes. It's justified.
So again, I don't feel that it's necessarily justified, but I do, again, like I said, it does feel good. I'm sorry. As a person who's been cheated on and then you get that lick back, it felt pretty damn good to get that lick back. Now that is, I want to say, huh?
Who cheated first?
Who
What he
first?
asked.
She cheats first.
Does
If
that
she
matter?
cheat, yes,
She
because if
cheats
she
first.
cheats first, right,
That's-
Oh no, I'm fine.
I get my lick back. It feels
good.
damn good.
Kidding me?
Now,
But this
To
goes
your
back
point-
into the same argument we just had.
yeah, to your point, if I cheat first and then she cheats second, damn,
The
that
women
hurts.
cheating is worse. So if you cheat first and then the woman goes back at you and does it with somebody else, I still think it's worse on the woman's part because of what we just talked about.
About
because
it being
you're-
emotional.
Because of the emotional. Because you can cheat with somebody you just met last week and not care about that person. If she finds out,
Christy said flat out no. She said I would leave anyone who cheats.
okay, that's fine, but that's not the argument I'm making. The argument I'm making is if that woman, if the woman cheats back because her man cheated, she has a dude who's been in her DMs for weeks or months
For a
trying
long
to get
time and waiting
at
for
that
trigger.
girl, and
Yep.
and now she has the reason to pull that trigger.
Yes.
The reason to pull that trigger, and this is already. And if she's pulling that trigger, she's already thought about this beforehand.
100%.
Yep. This shit was well thought out, planned for months.
It was
I wouldn't say
preemptive.
it was planned for
It was
months.
preemptive. You're actually.
I wouldn't say it was
you're
planned
right.
for months. But
It was planned out, bro.
As a guy, realistically, if I get cheated on and I get back at you, that was off the whim.
yeah, who cares?
Who
I just
cares?
found
Who
out
cares,
you-
bro?
Yeah, I was gonna
Nah,
say.
who
I think
cares?
there's a lot of people who care.
Not who cares, but
Chrissy said, and the woman will never tell you, and you'll think you're the only bad guy. There's
But if
always
the
there's
woman-
always men in the DMs and at work. Men always want your woman.
and that's my point. There's always men in the DMs and at work. So the woman will never tell you that. But the moment you give her the in, if she takes that in, you know what kind of woman you're dealing with.
She said, "So don't
Because
cheat."
that's not the argument.
She
The
says, "So
argument
don't
is
cheat."
the
She says, "So don't cheat." She has options.
correct.
Oh.
The woman always has options.
A woman
The woman
always has options. Always.
The woman always has options.
Everybody always
But
has
it's
the illusion of
the
options.
women. The woman always has options. And that's why if a woman cheats, it's so much worse because she can go out and do it, and then like I said, the emotions there. The man, it's harder to find a woman who will sleep with a man as opposed to a woman going out and they could just go out and be like to the club and get laid that night.
True.
We have to
Listen,
work for it.
the grass is always greener. Doesn't mean you gotta go in that yard.
Who was it that picked two? I think it was Harm.
My pick too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Yeah, you did.
one's going straight to you first, my friend. A person cheats on their spouse with his or her best friend. Who should he or she be mad at the most?
Best friend. Wait. Oh, wait. Want to read that one more time?
You
Well,
understood
we
it.
just had this whole
A person cheats on their spouse with his. No. Because I think I read a person cheats on the spouse with her best friend. So in my scenario,
his or her best friend. So in other words,
if I would be cheating with
your
my wife's best friend.
your girl
No,
cheated on you with me.
Right.
Who are you
Right.
mad at? Because I'm your best friend.
You're-
Why are
You're
you
both
mad at
dumb.
me?
Because it's the same argument we just had before. Because there's a difference.
Exactly.
But there's a difference. There's a
You
difference.
said as
There's
part
a
of
difference.
your no. As part of your argument, you said you should be mad at the girl, not at the other guy. That's
There's a
your
difference.
words, good sir.
There's a difference.
Why is there a difference?
In this scenario, you're family, and I chose for you to become part of my family. You weren't born into it. So by you cheating with my wife, it's not only disrespectful, it's betrayal for you to my relationship. If my wife cheated on me with somebody else from the outside, then my argument stands. But because you also did it to me, it's betrayal on both your parts. Now, who should I be mad at? I'm mad at both of you, but I'd be more mad at my spouse because, to your point, I chose this spouse. I chose this spouse.
You
And
also
for
chose
you
your
to
best friend.
I understand that, but I chose to make a life with this person for the rest of my life, right? So I'm choosing to make a life with them. I'm choosing to elevate us. I'm going out and busting my ass every single day to help make a life for us. And you decided to fuck up with somebody who's super close to me. Nah, that's.
So Christy, she said Roman's sleeping with your girl. Then she
I don't
said,
have a girl.
no, she's just saying in the scenario. Then she said you owe him loyalty, not her, which makes no sense because both parties owe loyalty. Then she said, and I'm guessing this is what she's calling you, Mac. She said, "What about New York guy? I want to hear his opinion too." And then she said she cheated with both of them. How does that make sense?
Whoa, what? Oh, so she's a thought. So you just why'd you marry a thought, bro?
Nobody said that. Yo,
This is
No man.
this is taking this off the rails.
Okay, so Mac.
If Jay had it, she never mattered, my B.
So Mac,
my guy.
So Mac,
she never mattered.
You have a girl,
Get her out of here.
And she cheats on you with your best friend. Who are you mad at?
Both y'all gotta catch a slug. I'm sorry.
Wow.
He went straight to murder.
It's going straight to violence. I don't give a shit. You should know better.
Wow.
As my, you're supposed to be my man. Damn.
Here's what I don't like about this scenario. Why is he pointing at the screen and looking right at me?
right at us.
He's looking right at me. He's like, you should have known better. Like, I do not appreciate that.
Be careful with that. You say you'll get bananaed.
Yeah, in other words,
I think banned. Yeah, I understood. Don't say.
All right, so let me not say something.
We already got banned on one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get this banned again. So let me read here. I'll be mad.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's catching them cinder block. Somebody's catching them cinder block shoes.
Let me say that. Somebody's catching a fade. Somebody got to catch a fade. Like you said before, Jay, somebody got to catch a fade. A fade has to happen.
Somebody's sleeping in the Gowanus Canal.
Oh, that's not better.
That's not better. I'm saying a fade, bro. I'm trying to clean
up. Oh my god. That's the Floridian. That's the Floridian in you. You can't even stop it.
But I brought it back to New York when I said Gowanus.
I hate
you. I mean, yeah, but it's clean. I mean, they're gonna clean it up anyway. Yeah. Somebody got to catch a fade though. That fade has to happen. Fade has to happen. That's crazy.
First off,
who am I gonna be more mad at?
First off, I'm not married.
She's
my wife. Okay. I'm more mad at my wife though. Honestly,
I'm widowed.
So in your scenario, you're saying, well, this doesn't really say. It just says cheat. So it could have been a girlfriend, it could have been a wife, it could have been whatever. But you're saying you'd be more mad.
So the person, hell yeah, that means they have feelings for you.
Okay, I see your logic. You're saying because the guy can do it and mean absolutely nothing, whereas the girl, you're thinking, okay, she has some sort of emotional attachment. I can understand that.
The whole time.
I can understand.
So I'm like, how long you use me to get to him?
But I can make the same argument as my man. You shouldn't even be looking at my wife.
That's another point.
Okay, but then
But
that can
yeah,
easily
like we said though,
that can easily be
but
a
like
oh
hold on,
we were at the club, you went home early,
it was
we were
drunk or
I
whatever,
was
and this shit
drunk
happened.
and
As my
Right.
girl, you shouldn't
And
be
we
alone with my as my girl, you shouldn't be alone with my friends.
we didn't start out alone until the fact that you had left
Then she
like a
should be leaving with
jerk.
me.
Like a
Then she should
jerk,
leave with me.
you decided to leave her there, and so as a jerk, and so
scenario
I, as the
happened, so
gentleman, decided
I
to
mean
take her home. We were both inebriated, and she was like, "You are so nice for taking me home," and the fact that you made sure that
Nah, you
I
gotta
was
call her.
safe.
You have to call her an Uber.
I'm
You have to call her an
inebriated.
Uber.
I'm not calling
I don't care.
nobody.
He's drunk, bro.
You gotta call her an
That's what
Uber.
I'm saying. Drunk
This is my point.
situations.
But if I leave, my
Christy
girl's
said.
gotta leave with me.
Christy said you failed her by leaving her unattended.
Yeah, she's gotta leave with me.
So my question then becomes, okay, so in this scenario, you left her there.
That's my fault as a man.
That's what I was
But
gonna say. Do you blame yourself?
Yes, because
Yes.
I also say, and this is going into another topic. I
She
don't
said
think
she said, "Why you leave your girl? You knew she was easy."
she should. She wouldn't be my girl if she was easy.
She's easy
Look,
enough
no
because
signs, bro.
she's easy enough. She slept with me for a ride.
Oh.
Why are we doing this?
Oh. Oh.
Why are we doing this?
I'm just saying.
Dang. 7-4 ride is crazy.
Okay, so my take, because she wanted my take.
She got a ride to get a ride.
Yo. Yo.
He had to mute his mic.
I'm mad at my best friend first. And it's more in line to Harm's point is you're my ride or die. You know what I've been through. You know the girls that I've gone through. You know the hurt and things that I've felt before and the betrayals that I've gone through. You've been there for the betrayals on the guy's side because this has happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine let's talk about this. So this has happened to me in the past. So let's say my best friend right now is between you two. Let's say either one of you did it to me. Realistically, you both know what I went through with the last best friend.
In the past.
Yep.
Right.
You know
Right.
what he did to me. So realistically, if y'all went and did that, that's on y'all because you knew what I've been through and y'all still made that decision. It don't matter if it meant nothing. Doesn't change the fact that y'all did it. Doesn't change the fact that y'all know that this is gonna pain me more than anything. The girl at the end of the day, yeah, that's a relationship. Yeah, that's somebody I care about, that's somebody I love, and so on and so forth. But they don't know what I've been through. As much as I can tell them the stories, it's different. Y'all were there.
Yeah.
That's different for me.
That's
Understandable.
And then Chrissy said, my guy investigating, she said, so who you getting revenge on? What does
It'll be the same argument I made before. If these two people who are supposed to be the two closest people in the world to me did this to me, they both gotta go. It'll suck. It'll suck to cut off relationships with two people I truly love. But they both gotta get out of my life.
100%. I agree.
Because I can't trust either one of you moving forward.
Either one of y'all, right?
Yep.
And how long you was plotting on me? Now I'm gonna go crazy.
But again,
was you want to be my best friend?
It doesn't even need to be how long were you plotting on me? Even if you guys are both drunk and you make a bad decision, even when you're drunk, you can have sober thoughts. They may become few and far between, but you can stop yourself at some point before whatever.
That's how many drinks you had.
Okay, next question.
Sometimes you black out, don't know what the hell's going on.
So this again, get ready, guys. If you get arrested and you find out it's for a crime your best friend committed, do you snitch on them or do the time?
It depends on the situation, but I say I would do the time. But
how much time we talking?
Which is what I was gonna say. Because if it's something, I'll let you guys go first. I'll let you guys go.
I
if it's life in prison, nigga, you going to jail because I'm not doing it. Life, life,
He's not wrong
life,
in
bro.
that
He's
aspect.
not wrong,
He's
but it's
not
just the way
wrong.
he said it. He's just like, life?
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to
Nah,
think about my own situation and like if
yeah,
I go to
nah,
jail,
son.
I have children who depend on me, and I'm the only people who depend on me. And if I go to jail, now there's no one to take care of them. I'm
Precisely.
Right.
sorry, I might have to snitch. But if
Precisely.
I'm
Yeah,
by
yeah,
myself, yeah,
Precisely.
yeah,
Single
nah,
me,
yeah. Y'all
single
got
me,
kids. Nah,
single me with no attachments, no nothing, is going to have a different answer than me now in
mhm,
my situation. Now in my situation,
right.
if it's something where, I'm going to do a couple months or whatever the case may be, I might just take that L. Um
That's
especially if I
fine.
especially if so like in and this is going to sound effed up, so I want you guys to just bear with me.
But that life, though,
No, 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 no. So let's say hypothetically, right? Like you stupid. Hypothetically, right? If I know, right? If I know we in Florida,
oh God, I
I'm
live
just
down
saying. I'm
here.
just saying. If we're in Florida and I know that Harm is gonna get a harsher sentence because he black, he's gonna get a harsher sentence. His is gonna be a year versus
why
my
is
three
your feet
months.
on your forehead?
He's gonna get a year versus my 3 months. I'm taking that L. You
Okay,
understand what I mean? If it's something where, like you said, life, then that's something different
Life,
because again, my kids and my family come first, and they depend on me.
right,
yeah,
So
right.
again, it just depends. Also, it depends. Is this going to be a felony charge? Is this something where it's going to affect me going forward looking for work?
they can't ask that anymore.
They do background checks.
Oh yeah,
They still look for that.
it's up to 7 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, they do
yeah. They don't have
background
to.
checks.
Yeah,
They
they don't have
found
to
out you
ask
got a
for.
felony, you don't get that job.
Right.
Christy said, I would send you soups, Roman. You would be okay.
can you give me money in my commissary?
Wow.
And I
Right.
need that money in my commissary to buy some cigarettes I can trade for some,
I was
you
gonna
know,
say I'd be known as the guy who makes really bomb ramen in the jail.
you make your toilet ramen.
Yeah.
Toilet ramen. Give me my bag. Give me my plastic bag with my iron. And I'm watching chop up some ramen and lasagna. What the like what?
I can't with you.
Oh, I need some ravioli and some hot dogs.
Um,
Make some birthday cake in jail. Crazy.
when should a couple move in together, before or after marriage?
Before.
Oh, yeah.
Before.
I know. I would say the same thing before.
I need to know if we're compatible before I get married.
Because if I get
Like,
married to you now and I realize you don't know how to wash dishes, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
no, not even that. You never truly
You don't know
know
how
a
to.
person. You never truly know a person until you're around that person for the majority of your time. Right? When you're
Right.
dating
Or you
somebody, you're spending 2, 3, 4 hours with them on dates. Yeah, sure, they may sleep over one night here, one night there, blah blah. But if they're moving in, now every time you come home from work, every time you have free time, that person is there. So now you get to see the little intricacies that they do, and you got to
right.
figure out if those intricacies are
That's yours.
something that you can deal with for an extended period of time or the rest of your life. So I'm always a proponent for living with somebody before you get married to them.
I agree with that because
I agree.
again, like even
I
little
agree.
things, leaving the toilet seat up,
Yep.
you brushing your teeth, it's
Are
and
you a
leaving the
messy
cap off.
person?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Like
keeping
things
the
like that.
house
Are
Do
you a
clean. Right. Just
hoarder?
keeping the house clean.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you wash your dish right when you use it? Or you leave it, or do you take something out of the cabinet and leave it on the counter instead of putting it back? Little things like that you have to figure out, right,
Christy,
when
I'm
you live with
ignoring
somebody.
you for that one. I'm 100% ignoring you.
Do they use a loofah or when they shower? Do they use a loofah when
That's
they
hilarious.
shower?
That's
That's
hilarious.
a very
Washcloths.
that's a very cultural thing. Thank you, Kevin, because you said that's a very cultural thing. The the African Americans use washcloths.
Washcloth, yo.
My father always had a washcloth. My mother never did. We use bars of soap directly on our body. My kids use body wash and loofahs. So it's a
Loofahs.
very
You gotta throw them
cultural
joints
thing.
out. You gotta throw them joints after a week though. You gotta keep buying them
Yeah,
joints.
yeah.
Why don't you just washcloth? You can rewash it. You can clean.
Do
Wash
they
washcloth.
use
Keep
their
using it.
hands? Who uses their hands? Unless you're using a
What?
bar of soap directly on your body, you don't just put like body wash on your hand. It's gonna slip
You don't
off.
get no dirt off.
That's
Yeah,
not how
you don't get
body
no dirt off
wash
like that.
works. That's number one. And number two, there are
You
people
don't.
who just use
You don't.
hands.
You're white
You don't
too.
exfoliate the skin.
I am African American, German, Italian, and Irish.
That man is full black.
I
She,
am not full
she
black.
said, "Who uses just a bar of soap?"
The white people. You
You'd
take the
be
bar of
surprised.
soap and you rub it right on your
They
body.
don't. Hey, they gave a survey. They don't wash their legs.
I can't with y'all.
That was a real survey. I'm not even playing.
They let the soap drop down from the rest of their body.
Right. They think it's clean. It's cleaning the rest of their body.
All right, this is for both
Some of them.
my friends who are hip hop heads / New Yorkers. Who would be a bigger rap artist today if still alive, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Tupac has always been better.
I agree. However, when it comes to making those hits and that flow and all that, I don't know.
But let's look at it from a perspective. Biggie Smalls had let's talk about a 94 to 97 run.
Okay.
It was a 4-year run. When you're talking about hits, he had legitimately 5 hits. Hypnotize, Big Papa. I'm not counting the ones Puffy put out after he died. I mean, you can count More Money, No Problems, I guess. Juicy.
They use a lot for that. Juicy.
Juicy, and the one with 112. That's about
Sky's
it.
the limit.
Sky's the limit. Thank you. Those are the 5 hits he really had. Pac's longevity from the early 90s, from before he was on death row to the time he died. So now we're talking about like 91,
Notorious
92.
Notorious is after he died.
Notorious after he died. It's 99. So
Yeah.
Pac's longevity from like 91, 92 to 96 is better. Plus, Pac has more range. He could do the Kendrick Lamar, Nas style of conscious rap sometimes, but he can also make hits. He had California Love. He had Dear Mama. He had How Do You Want It? Like, he had more range. So I think in today's world where everything is about streaming, and that unborn child, Brenda's Got a Baby, and that man lived in the studio. Like I joke about this all the time. Wayne had 77 songs in 2007. I'm not even joking. That was an actual Rolling Stone article. The top 77 Lil Wayne songs in 2007. Pac would have been that kind of he would have put out that much music in today's world.
So
that's my answer.
So I agree with you. I feel like, again, we're talking Jay-Z, Nas. If we're talking sample sizes, in terms of lyricism and so on and so forth, you give it to Nas. In terms of flow and hits and things like that, you give it to Jay. But when you're looking at the originators, I feel like Tupac had so much more, and he can hit so many different things. He could give you a hit. He could give you a club banger, but he can also he could diss you and make it a club banger. He gives you a lot of conscious stuff that you have to really sit there and think about. And I don't know, he was just on a whole nother level, this guy.
I mean, so the closest in today's world, Kendrick is the closest. I mean, he's not. It's 2 different things, because I think Pac is the Jordan of hip hop, and Kendrick is like number 1 right now. But he's the closest thing to Pac where he can give you a hit, but he can also give you the other stuff. So I think that's where it is. It's like I mean, I don't want to make the Kendrick Drake comparison.
I personally don't think that's. I don't think that's a good comparison.
Really?
Because Kendrick can give. He only has but so many hits. He does not have a bunch of hits. He does not.
Hits, Jay.
No, he doesn't.
Hits.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He has hits. Don't do that, Jay.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Don't you do that, Jay.
No, he doesn't.
You're coming from a Drake stand.
No, he doesn't. But he doesn't have a lot of hits, bro.
He doesn't have a lot of poppy hits. he has hits.
That's a
Yes,
He
his
whole
has
hits.
big
songs.
different thing. That's not no. I'm sorry. This guy
That's
got
a
like
two.
I'm talking
maybe
about
he
hip
got
hop. In the idols of hip hop, he has hits.
he
I'm not
has
talking about
maybe
popular music.
he has maybe 10 hits. 10 to 15 hits. 10 to
Terrence on it.
15 hits.
Oh, the finger cypher.
Check Billboard
Terrence on
100.
it.
Check
I've,
Billboard
I've
100.
I won Kendrick Lamar's 20 biggest Billboard top 100 hits.
Okay, 20. Now go to Drake.
But that's a different argument, though. But that's why I said I didn't want to make that argument because
That's why I
Drake to
said
me,
that's not
Drake,
comparable. That's why I
but
said it's not
Drake, no,
comparable.
but Drake to me would be closer to the style of music Biggie Smalls had in the
That's what I'm
90s.
saying.
Right.
That's exactly why I said it's not comparable. Because if you're looking at them as like the next gen of those two, then you have to give it to Drake for longevity and the amount of hits he got. But realistically, if you're looking at the originals, I
Okay,
think Tupac outdoes Biggie. That's why I
I
said
agree.
it's not comparable. It's not a good comparison. Because if you're
Okay,
looking at them completely throughout their discography, Drake outdoes Kendrick. Like that's not an argument.
he puts out a lot more.
He puts out a lot more and he
That's
just
always good.
Kendrick is one of those guys that he's meticulous. It takes him even years
Depends on
between
what.
albums. You
Yeah,
understand what I mean? And then when he
yeah.
does put out something, not every album has a hit necessarily, like a radio hit.
Hey, so Pimp a Butterfly was a banger album.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying, but it doesn't have a bunch of radio hits on it.
It doesn't.
Damn,
That was a
Damn
more.
was the
Damn
closest
had radio
one.
hits. Yeah,
Damn,
Damn
Damn
had
had a
radio.
bunch of
Damn,
radio
At
hits.
the
yeah,
end of the
yes, it
day,
did.
is it better to try to just be around all the time, or do you not want to sit down? Drake need to learn to sit down.
Okay,
But
okay,
that's
Sometimes
he
he don't hear
T-Pain.
can't.
that shit.
He can't.
Okay,
That's not that.
T-Pain. Calm
That's
down.
that's not his style of music. You can't ask Drake to. You can't sit and be like, "Oh, I want to
Yeah, because he has
like
to be in the
I want to
spotlight
I want to
all the
have a
time.
I
That's why I
want to
said,
have a
bro.
whiskey or a cognac and just sit and just really listen to this Drake lyric." That's not a thing. Drake is
No,
literally,
no,
I'm going out to a party or a club and his music's playing. Like
all the
that's
time,
still.
because he's certified lover boy, certified. I'm not
All right,
gonna go.
on to the next one. Tupac would be the bigger icon in today's world. I can't with him.
All right, so after a breakup, how long should a person be single for before they get into another relationship?
There's no timetable. It depends on on your mentality after the breakup. Because if you're with somebody for 3 months and you break up and it's just like, I don't care, I can just go on a date next week and we can whatever, that's fine. But if you truly love somebody and it really hurts to not have that person in your orbit on a consistent basis, then it's going to take longer and you shouldn't jump right into something.
I agree. I feel like realistically, the amount of time doesn't matter because you can be in a 3-month relationship and it be the most devastating breakup of your life,
Mhm.
realistically. So I believe you should wait as long as it takes for you to fully heal and to a point where if I get into this relationship, I'm not holding things against this person because
Next
of
one,
what
yeah.
the last one did to me.
Mhm.
All right, that's what I was about to say. If it depends, it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't matter how long, but at the end of the day, are you getting with somebody just to get over another person, or
That's
you getting
the
on because you want to be with them?
no, that's the other point
Like,
exactly. Like what is the purpose
that's
of
why
this
you should
relationship?
take time.
Is this
Right.
genuine or just to get over the last one?
Yeah, because sometimes it cannot be genuine. You're just trying to get over the last one with somebody else, and that's not fair. That's not fair for that person. So
Agree.
you should take a while just to be by yourself. But a lot of people don't do that shit. Some people are just serial relationship people, like to be in relationships.
It depends on your mentality. If you're better with somebody, if you're better with somebody than being alone, I can understand trying to jump into something new. But it just depends on your overall mentality of you as an individual and as a person.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like being by themselves. Like they can't stand themselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they
You're
gotta
not
be
wrong.
with somebody to distract them from themselves. So that's why I like the relationships. Why? You can't be by yourself.
Facts. All right. So
You
last
don't like yourself?
topic. Last topic before we call it. You're getting jumped and your friend run. And your friends run. would you still be their friend?
You know, we had this scenario in high school, right?
Can I omit? Can I omit my answer to this?
Scenario. Derek, you was part of the scenario, Derek.
I was the reason for the scenario. I was the only one that helped him. Like,
what are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about Edgar.
Wait. I'm not talking about Edgar. I'm thinking Dante.
Yeah.
I'm not the reason for the scenario. Then it's Dante's the reason for the scenario.
No,
I'm the one that helped Dante.
No, 100%.
I know.
100%.
No, Matt just said I'm the reason for the scenario. I wasn't the reason for the scenario.
Said you're a part of the scenario. You're a part of the scenario, not the
reason. Yeah,
part of
because I was helping somebody. I was helping somebody who we considered a friend at one point because the moron couldn't stop flirting with somebody else's girlfriend.
And that goes back to a question earlier.
So again, you're getting jumped and your friends run. Are you still friends?
No.
Nah.
You gotta have my back.
Why the hell did you run? What the fuck?
I disagree.
But hold on. Wait.
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck was you getting jumped? Was it your fault?
I don't think that matters.
That doesn't matter.
I don't think that matters because it can be random. It could be your fault. It could be something out of your control. It doesn't matter.
Nah, it doesn't
you
matter.
got jumped.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Right?
Some shit.
You got jumped. Here's my point. What did you do? My point is, what did you do? So, okay, you're not a fighter. So, like, I'm gonna give you this scenario. Listen, I'm gonna give you the scenario. You walking out of school, right? People looking at you the wrong way. You're in a group. I'm gonna name out one person. And then you'll see where I'm going with this.
Johnny Quest.
No. If Johnny Quest runs, me and Johnny Quest not friends because Johnny Quest is a banger.
Yes, it is.
What if you get jumped and Lulu runs? I'm not mad at Lulu. Lulu's not a fighter.
I never considered him a friend.
But I understand what you're saying. He's an affiliate, but that's not my point. My point is that
you gotta be friends too. He's not a fighter.
He's not a fighter. I'm not mad at Lulu. But when Lulu ran, what did he do? Did he just run and gossip about it?
No.
Did he run and get someone to help? Did he run and go get the cops? What did he do? If Lulu did the right thing, I'm not mad at Lulu. Now, if Lulu just left me and took the train home and everything was just good for him, that's different. Me and Lulu not cool no more.
Right.
But it depends on what Lulu does. But I can't be mad at Lulu for not jumping in because Lulu's the type that he'll be like, yeah, and I was going to put on my fist and I was going to do. But he's not the type to actually throw down.
He's not going to fight, bro.
He's not going to fight. Under no concept. Lulu could be the one getting jumped and he's not fighting.
Yeah.
So why am I mad that Lulu's not jumping in for me when he wouldn't jump in for himself?
Now him running to go get help, that makes sense.
If Lulu ran to go get help, to go assist me in some other way, I'm not strong enough, let me go get... Or even what if he went to go get reinforcements? What if he left and to go tell you guys to come and hold me down?
He getting jumped right now.
Jay's getting jumped right now, blah, 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 blah. So again, it depends on what Lulu does in that scenario. That's just me.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No.
Derek said he never consider that man a friend, so he don't care.
Again, when you say friend, I'm thinking us. I'm thinking the ones who are with every single day who will do anything for. I'm not thinking of the ones. I'm not thinking of the ones who are on the outside once in a while, hanging out just because they have nothing to do and they want to be around us, right? Like I understand that. I understand your point. If he fought with us, he might actually be more of a detriment in that scenario than anything else. Then
now we got to worry about your ass.
Because now we got to worry about you because I can handle this beatdown. Now I don't know if you can, right? So I understand that point. Like I understand that point. I just can't. I just don't. I can't be the person to ever. And I didn't just do this for you guys. I did this for my cousins growing up. I've gotten beaten down because my cousins were too drunk, and I was the only one with a loud mouth and sober. like, like. So this has been multiple times for me. I just can't. I just don't have that in me to be able to run away or understand somebody who would run away. Like I get it. I get your point, but no.
I can't run. Like that shit crazy.
I don't know. But yeah.
Yo, Jay, matter of fact, I don't know if Jay remember this. At summer camp. We was in summer school one year at fucking Brooklyn Tech. This Asian kid was getting his ass beat. And he was across the street. He was like, yeah, we should go help him. I was like, oh, we don't know that nigga.
You're not wrong though. You not wrong, and we did not, in fact, know him, nor did we help him.
I don't know if you guys can read this.
If it's before Kabul, it's not canon. You're so dumb.
No, this is not. This is you in Kabul, bro.
Oh,
we were in Kabul, but we were in summer school.
Oh, okay.
We were in summer school.
Okay.
And Jay was like, "Yo, we gotta help him." I'm like, "Nah."
100%. You don't know that dude? Like, I ain't putting myself on the line for some dude I don't know.
Right. He started getting jumped by 15 people. That's why they felt bad. He was like, "Bro, we should help him a little bit."
And for what? There's 15 of them. We don't know him. Now we gonna get our ass beat. And we're never gonna see this dude again in our lives. Why am I gonna do that?
That was my mentality back then. I'm just like trying to help everybody.
I was like, "No, we're not doing that." And then aftermath, when my man came out bald, he had a full set of hair before that fight.
Mm-hmm.
They ripped that nigga. I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "You want us to get in that?" And then he's like, "You know what?"
Facts.
I was like, "Hell no!"
Poor guy.
You said that same thing too. You said that same thing. Then we want to go get sandwiches.
But yeah, I think we're going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for commenting and joining in. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Word.